Hey guys, and welcome back to the Indian PokeTube. It's been quite a while since I've started playing again, and this time I'm featuring a safe swap Melmetal, which does exceedingly well. So it's a neutral matchup, and in neutral matches I always safe swap to my Melmetal to draw out the counter user, so that way it can stay away from my Registeel. And just take a look, we get a shield from the Escaf, and this also going to do a lot of damage. And the best thing is that in this meta the Escav is not running the Mega Horn. Like they usually run Drill Run and the Poison Spray, like the Acid Spray move. So I'm not expecting a Mega Horn here, and he goes for the Acid Spray as expected. This could be a Drill Run, I guess, or just another Acid Spray. So that's fine because I'm just going to switch out anyway. And he hardlocks himself with his Peliper. So he may have another fighter in the back, and if that is the case, then it's amazing for us because that means we can like align our Peliper on it. And I try to go for the undercharge, and then I find out that even two bubble zap cannon kills a Peliper. Of course, it's double super effective, and he does have a fighter. So can we actually win a match against a total hard counter team? Because see, we have a double steel team, they have a double fighter team, and it looks like yep. And I was waiting for the catch over there, but he's not able to get the catch, and we're able to win against a double fighter team with a double steel team. How amazing is that? That's just simply crazy if you think about it. And now let's hop into the second battle, and again this is not a good lead, so we switch out into a Melmetal, and again we draw out a fighter. This is looking really bad. It looks pretty much hard counter city right now, and I'm also running the Thunderbolt because of all the Jelly Sense in this meta. So it does hit the Jelly Sense pretty hard. He goes for the Acid Spray, which means we can get to the super power, and this super power is going to do like 60. Oh, it does 70%. Oof, it does crazy damage right there, and that's pretty amazing because now it's so low that even if he goes for a Mega Horn, we're good. I don't think he has Mega Horn, but even if he does, it won't really do too much. So he goes for the spray, which is fine. We have a shield advantage, so it's our Registeel versus two Mons, and it is the Jellicent, and he switches out. So this gives us a pretty good energy lead on our Registeel. We got a shield, and we're going to outpace him because no, we're not. I think we have the same amount of energy, but we have a shield advantage. So this looks fine, but the thing is that he can land a focus blast, right? Because or we win CMP, so he's not going to be able to land a focus blast. So that's pretty cool, which means we'll outpace him to the next one, and if required we can even catch. He saves this. This is gonna get tight now. I shouldn't have switched out. I should have just gone for my zap cannon right there. But I think that was a misplay because now if the other Registeel can get to a move, I'll lose. But I don't think he will get to a move, and we might even live it at this range. So he doesn't reach the move, and that's amazing. That's another win. So that's starting off with 2 wins, and that's pretty amazing. You get a charge TM, which is one of the better items, and yeah, so they're double steel team with the Melmetal safe swap. I know that Registeel and Peliper is a pretty crazy core right here. So again we're gonna safe switch into our Melmetal, and this is the beauty of Melmetal, that we can get off 2 superpowers and we can grab 2 shields. So he has to go 2 shields down if he wants to keep his Lucario alive, and if he wants to keep switch, he definitely wants that. So we grab both the shields with Melmetal. That's why I love Melmetal. It's definitely one of the best steel types as a safe swap. So Luke is probably going for the Shadow Ball here. Yeah, he does. There's a lot of damage. This looks pretty bad actually. I should have shielded that, damn it. But I think with this Weather Ball and a few wing attacks, I think we got him, right? He just dies to that Weather Ball. Oof, I forgot how much damage he does. And we win. And Registeel with 2 shields just wins. And this is so crazy, getting hard countered on the lead, then getting hard countered on the safe swap. And I'm going to go for the quick catch, and I absolutely missed the throw. But take a look at this shot. So it's a pretty good quick catch. It's one of the things I'm practicing because it really saves a lot of time, catching those annoying pesky mons. It's much better if we can get the quick catch going. So this is finally a really good lead, an amazing lead. So good to see it on this. I think I made a mistake. I should have switched out to my Registeel because now superpowers are going to debuff me. So I think I definitely made a mistake here. Hopefully he doesn't shield so I can maintain this alignment. I'm really hoping. So I'm over farming as much as I can before he gets to the next power whip. So I'm always so he does let it go, luckily for me, and I was just hoping that he will throw but he doesn't throw, so I'm just gonna try to go for 2 super powers, and he shields anyway. This is a very questionable shield, because this wouldn't have done more than 40%, would have done 30%, not even 40. So he has wasted 1 shield here. Definitely that's a big waste of a shield, and he goes for hydro cannon. I don't know if he like built up, it's difficult to keep track in 2x speed. But yeah, this looks pretty good for us. We're in a good position here, and I guess he did not build up to the sludge wave, which is why I didn't shield. And usually like Swampers don't really run sludge wave in this meta. I think he's so low that we can just farm him down with our Registeel. But he has the Escaf. Now this is bad. I don't think we can win this game anymore, because even though we are 2 shields up, if he just goes straight for the acid spray, he wins. But he lets it go for some reason. I don't know why he did that, but I think at this point he was already at 2 drill runs, so my only win con was to call it, because he would have reached a hydro cannon anyway. So I think, yeah, it was GG either way. So GG to my opponent. Let's see who we are up against. Tono 2020, that's a funny name. And this is a neutral lead, but then I think I'm gonna switch anyway, because I want to bait out the counter user. I don't want my Registeel to go up against it. I think in this matchup what I learned is going straight super power is actually better, because then you could have got off 2 moves and some guaranteed damage. But like luckily he just goes for the acid spray here, which means that I can get another shield. So yep, I do get the second shield. And since he's running acid spray, I'm quite sure he does not run the mega horn, because that would be a very weird moveset, right? You need the drill wind to hit the steel types. So yeah, he just goes for the spray, and we had a shield advantage, and he hardlocks his Registeel, his Gyarados here. I think we should shield the first one, to be honest. Yeah, exactly, because we're gonna get off the Zap Cannon anyway, and the first move will. So again I go for the undercharge, but I know it's not gonna work, because double super effective damage from such a high. He brings in his Escav, and I can just shield and farm down, but I don't even have to farm down, because I throw in the middle of his the counter animation, and he has a Whiskash. So if we can call the bait, if we can call the Blizzard bait on the Peliper, we're looking good. So let's see how it goes. If he lands a Blizzard, he wins, and if I shield his Blizzard, I win. So it's all a 50-50 baiting game. He does have enough for the Blizzard, and I respect it. Is it the Blizzard? And thankfully it was the Blizzard, which means now I can get to 2 weather balls before he gets to the next Blizzard, and that should be GG, right? Oh yeah, so we just wing attack him down, and that's going to be a great win. So this team is doing quite well, even though I'm making a slight misplace, to be honest. So that was a 4-1, which is pretty cool. And now we are into another set here. I think the battles are a bit mixed up after this. The first one was a complete set. The other battles are mixed, because I got a lot of phone calls and everything in between, so I ended up having to like chop out. So what I'm doing here is that I'm trying to catch a sky attack here, but he doesn't catch a sky attack, and he saves all that energy. So the good thing is that all that energy will be useless on Registeel anyway, and he shields the first superpower. So this is a good play. He knows that he has to shield one anyway, because we have a decent energy advantage, and we would have reached 2 superpowers before he reaches 2 hydro cannons. So he had to shield once in this matchup. So good play by my opponent, very well played and recognizing. So we have the shield advantage, they have switch, they also have a bit of energy, but we win CMP against the Swampert, I believe. So, and he shields here, which I think it makes me believe he has sludge wave, yeah, because if he's shielding, yeah, exactly, otherwise you wouldn't shield. And he goes for a nice snipe with Kamari, very nice. Bad on my part to not be able to recognize the snipe, and I'm going to try for the underfarm here, but I think this is too less of an underfarm, because Kamari is pretty bulky. But as you'll see, at that time I really regretted it, but now I'm absolutely fine, because I can tank 2 Brave Birds, and a Sky attack, because Zap Cannon also debuffs his attack, and I can get off 100 energy from this. So I think in hindsight it was a good undercharge. So yeah, we're just able to farm him all the way down. The Swampert will get one shot by the super punch, yeah, the focus blast. And this last thing is a Marshtomp. That's a very spicy team. Kudos to my opponent for running such a cool spice pick, and the Hurricane is just gonna destroy the baby Swampert, and it's gonna be a good game. That was a good game indeed. Let's take a look at the next game, and might be a hard counter. I do remember getting hard countered once, like entire hard counter city, and you'll see how the team does. Of course it loses like crazy. So this is the Jellicent matchup. It's going to be very tough. But this is where Thunderbolt comes in so handy, because you need 3 rock slides to kill, and if he goes for the bubble beam baits, then it's just terrible because you need more than 3 rock slides. So we grab a shield, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. He throws the hydro cannon instantly, and that's great because we can live this and get off 2 superpowers. So this means that we're going to get another shield here, right? Or he can let it go actually. Yeah, he lives. So I think he can let this go, and he still lives. He does live, but it brings him into farm down. In hindsight, I think I should have undercharged that superpower, so I could have got more energy on the Peliper, so I could just throw the Hurricane here. So he brings in his Ferrothorn, so I'm trying to catch the Power Whip, which works out perfectly. I'm able to catch the Power Whip, which just makes the game a whole lot easier. Now I can go straight Zap Cannon on this, obviously. This might be the Shadow Ball, so I'm shielding because the first move will do more damage, because once I hit the Zap Cannon, he could have baited there, but then again, like Registeels usually don't shield. Plus I do have a Hurricane for that. I'm almost at a Hurricane for the Ferrothorn, so looking good so far. He can try to make a catch. So I do this. Okay, so I saved the Focus Blast for the Ferrothorn. I mean, it's kind of needless. I don't think that was needed at all. But yeah, I can just get to one more Hurricane. He's trying to overfarm significantly, so he can come out with 2 moves. But yeah, so that's going to be a GG. Good game. So the team is doing pretty well. Like I said, Melmetal with Thunderbolt is, I feel it's the better move here rather than having the rock slide. So let's see how this goes. That's not bad at all. There's just 1 loss so far, but I'm pretty sure there are more losses in here. There are many losses in here. Again, a Registeel lead. That is terrible. That's terrible. So I'm just going to switch out, and he's not switching out. So I go for the Thunderbolt. I think in hindsight, going superpowers is the way to go, I believe, because you can get off many superpowers, and even when they are debuffed, it still does a lot of damage, as you'll see here. So I think in this matchup, there's no point in going for Thunderbolt. I think it was the first time I had this matchup, so even I wasn't sure how to go about it. And I'm just going to double shield here. The reason is I can always switch out, right? I can always switch out in this matchup, because so I switch out here, saving 2 superpowers on my Registeel, on my fake Registeel, like what's his name, the big Melmetal, right? So yeah, so I'm just gonna go for Zap Cannon, and he makes a catch. This is the best part. He actually caught it, but he catches the Zap Cannon, and that is hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. And he's probably gonna go for the Shadow Ball here, because Bubble Beam won't kill. Yep. But now I can farm him down with my fake Registeel. What's his name? I keep forgetting. Melmetal, yeah. So I can just farm him. I get scared and I snipe him with this thing. But his Registeel is pretty low, so I think I can get off a Weather Ball and bring him down into Thundershock range. So it's not bad. And he switches out himself. This is a pretty funny game. So I'm gonna go for the Hurricane here. I don't know why he switched out. So this is an easy game, because we easily win CMP against a Melmetal, against the Registeel with a Melmetal. So GG. Dancing around a lot in that game. The number of switches in this game was crazy. So that's the thing with Melmetal versus Registeel. You can actually you may not win the matchup directly, but you can dance around. So again, I'm like switching here to draw out the counter user, and he does have a counter user or a Mud Boy. So those are the 2 counters to Registeel. So he goes for the Power Up Punch, which means that we won't be able to get to 2. That's so sad. We got to 2 superpowers, but he snuck in a counter, and that game mechanic causes us to probably lose the game here. I don't know, but we definitely would have got 2 shields here had that not happened. So definitely would have got a 2 shield advantage, and that's really sad. And plus I get baited here, so everything going against me right now. But at least the good news is that he's not even building up to the Shadow Ball, going straight Power Up Punches, which makes it easier for me to overfarm and get a bit more energy here. Not that it's really important, but I do get some. And he has Jelly, so it's Registeel versus Jelly as well as Ferrothorn, and I have a sack swap in Peliper, so it's going to come down to the wire. This game is going to be crazy. So we're getting the lag, but luckily it hits, and he just quits. So I honestly don't know. I think he had a chance here. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe he did not have a chance, but there was no point in quitting so early, right? Like, at least play it out. I don't know, maybe it was just over. So the team is doing pretty well, even against very bad leads, as you saw. And ABB teams tend to do well when you have a bad lead, because you want to bait out the counter user or the like water or the Mud Boy, right? Unless it's like a double counter team, or like we even beat a double counter team. So you'll see that in this matchup I played differently. I'm going straight super power instead of well, I thought of going for it. I think I tapped on it, but then the game didn't register, right? I'm not sure. This is not a good matchup. You might think that Thunderbolt makes it better, but not really. Not really, because I don't think we can flip switch here. But the great news is that he has brought out his heart counter to my flying bird with the big beak. So I don't think I'm getting to 2 moves, so I'm just gonna go for 1. It doesn't matter what we go for here. I'm just going for the superpower, and he lets me flip switch. That's amazing. And we can get to 1 more superpower against the Registeel. That's the amazing part about Melmetal. That's why I love Melmetal. So it's gonna come down to the wire because his Registeel has a massive energy advantage over mine. So he can obviously win this matchup. I'm going to take 1. It doesn't matter. I was expecting the zap cannon, to be honest, but it's fine. Either way, we had to tank a move. Even if we shielded this, he would have reached 1 more. So that's gonna get the shield, and he brings in the Peliper. So I think this, I don't think I can win this game. Yeah, I think I can't. He gets a massive energy lead, and this is almost pretty much a similar team that we are running. He has the jelly, and we have the he has the lantern. So it's gonna be the hurricane. Yep. And I don't see a win condition. But I think we can win it if we can reach the focus blast. Let's see if we can. No. We're just gonna get locked on. So it was not as bad. It was not close either. So that's a loss. Had to take that one. Well played to my opponent. Definitely well played. And I think this is the game where we get hard countered. If I'm not wrong. Yeah, this is the super hard counter game. The biggest hard counter to lantern to the flying bird is the lantern. And the biggest hard counter for Registeel is the Whiscash, because the Whiscash is super tanky. It does not have to shield anything. Like if you're up against Lucario, Escavalier, against Swampert, you can always get 1 shield back. But against this, even if you reach 3 superpowers, you can't get a shield. Because this thing, oh, you can get a shield, but then he's smart, he doesn't let me get to the 3rd one and just throws. And he even undercharges it. So well played to my opponent, very well played. But it's just a matter of hard counter city, as you'll see. That there's no way I could have won this game no matter what I do. And you'll see what he has in the bag. He has the escape. So it's over. So it's super hard counter. I still tried here, but there was nothing I could do. Absolutely nothing, because right now I have 2 shields for my Peliper, and I thought, let's see how much a couple of hurricanes does on the, what do you call it, the thing, the fishy boy. But I think this is a Mega Horn as well. He's running the Mega Horn as well. So it doesn't really matter. Even if he went for the poison spray at this point, Lantern could have just sparked me down, and you'll see how less a hurricane does. So I thought, let's just find out how much this does. Just for an educational purpose, I wanted to find out how much this hurricane does, but it does barely 40%. So even 2 hurricanes and a weather ball will not KO him, and he can just spark me all the way down without throwing anything. So that's a terrible hard counter over there. And I think this brings us to the last game. So in this 13 games, we've lost 3 and won 10. So we went on 10-3 run with this team, which is pretty cool. Again, this looks bad. We lose lead hard, very hard loss. But now I'm going to play it differently. After having learned from my previous encounter, I'm going straight superpower this time, because you'll see that even debuff superpowers do around 40-45%. So, and we severely outpace. It's like 9 turns on an average to a superpower, and it's 15 turns to the focus blast. So we outpace him severely. 9 versus 15, that's more than 50%. So you can understand that we can reach many more superpowers by the time he reaches his zap cannons and whatever he wants to go for. So I'm going to save it, come in here with my Registeel, and look at the health on my Melmetal. I still have a lot of health, and I'm very close to a superpower, and I can also throw thunderbolts and everything. So obviously against like Jellicent, it's quite easy. It's not an amazing matchup, but it's not a bad matchup, because you can easily zap cannon it and then farm it down. So it's a pretty good matchup actually. I stand corrected. He can easily bring in his own tin can and go for that, but he brings in his Azu. So it's gonna get a bit tricky, but I think I have this in the bag, because I do have my fake Registeel with a lot of energy, and he tries to bring in his Registeel and throw some move, but I just get rid of it instantly, and yeah, he just quits. He knows it's over. So that was all, guys. This team has been working pretty well for me. I know it's a very strong core of Peliper and Registeel, but I wanted to show how good Melmetal is in this meta. Like, it's a sleeper pick. There's so many people who sleep on Melmetal, but I would highly recommend that if you have a Melmetal, do give it a chance. It works very well as a safe swap. You're not drawing out the steel leads and then beating it.